Fight on!
Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to Top Tier Arcade. My name is Steve, and you're back with me in the apartment. So this edition is going to be kind of the holiday or Christmas edition. Thought I'd have a little fun with it with the Santa hat, but it's hot as hell. So in this edition, again, it's going to be part 2 of the Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition arcade machine, and we're going to be looking at, of course, the cabinet itself and everything entails. And I can't wait for this one because, again, there's a lot of things I want to show you, and now it's getting really exciting because, again, I remember a lot of these games being in location, playing them with my brothers, family, and friends and whatnot. So I do have a cheat sheet as well. There's a lot of things I want to cover to make sure I don't miss anything. So if I'm taking my time with that really quick, please forgive me. So with that, let me pick you up and let's do a full review of the cabinet. And of course, if you ever need anything, let me know what you think. Because I do really want to clear up some things that I've been hearing online that didn't make sense, made sense, or needed clarification. So let me do it. Alright, so as we can see already, of course, when talking... Oh, again, remember I was telling you guys I was going to put a picture of the initial pickup and what it looked like. I forgot it in the first video. I'm going to leave it at the end of this video as well, I promise, just so you can kind of see a comparison. Not a huge comparison that you can see in the actual picture because it's a, it's a static photo, but you can see there are differences. So again, as you can see, the marquee light works. He promised to fix it before I picked it up, and it's working. All is good. Of course, both speakers work. That works very well. So there's the actual bezel. That's a repro. That's a reproduction. That one I got. Again from a lady locally. So she reprinted that. It is a little darker than the actual CPO, the control panel overlay, I do admit. It's okay. It's behind glass and it looks all right. So the new control panel overlay, I took the old one off. I took the Lexan off and I redid it. That was my first time. That was a killer. And then there's the side art as well. So the medallion side art. So the side art, bezel, CPO, it was $90 Canadian. So she gave me a deal. Usually it was $120, but she goes, you know what? You're new to the hobby. She, thought it was really nice, and I don't know, maybe I was good looking. Who gives a shit? But I don't know. Either way, so so that's pretty much the front of the front of the cabinet. Now the monitor itself, I do have to turn down on something on the flyback because. And you'll see in the next, I'll coin up the game for you and just so for you can see it. There's like the resin lines, I think they're called them. I can't remember if that's how you pronounce it. And there's been videos online that pretty much showed you how to do it. Now that was a shout out to, and I never knew this, is your MK source. So it was Mike. He's again part of my in my subscriptions. If you want to check him out, he was showing. How to turn it down and how to work it. I still haven't done that because this is the first time I pulled it out since. But again, I'll shout out Mike and I'll leave it in the description below. So the original, well, let's get to the cabinet and I'll get to the background. So if you could see now the coin lights work, where you see there where there's two little lines. Well, they had a sticker saying overnight pickup or overnight cash pickup. And I guess so it was a deterrent. So no thief or whatever would break in to get the quarters. And then, of course, they had the lockdown bar. And those two right there, they're 50 cents each. I got them, I think, at a Home Depot or whatever. And, because there was holes there. And, it kind of fits the chrome look. A lot of people said to bond with. I don't know. I actually think it looks kind of cool. It matches the actual chrome T molding. So we can open the actual coin door as well. So we'll do that. Before doing so, of course, there is of course, all my games have the custom keychain. So the Street Fighter 2 Champion. And again, there's that. So this is the inside of the actual coin door. This is the first one I actually played around with for the reason that it didn't take quarters well. Like the one on the left did or whatever, and I was working on them. I later found out how to kind of work the mechanisms better, I ended up breaking a part, and as you can see, I mean, it's an easy fix. I can just glue it. As you can see, I have a hairpin, and it holds it in so it accepts the quarter, because when I broke apart, it was loose. It's an easy fix. I can, make it look neater. I'll do that maybe when I get a house and I put this in there and I make it, kind of put it in its final place. But at the moment, it accepts both Canadian and American quarters. I'll show you that in a sec. But just to get to the actual cabinet. So there's, of course, the inside. And I'll come back to this. I'll turn on the light. You know what? I should have maybe done this before, but either way, let me quickly do this. Yeah. And then, of course, it has the, the bucket. And then the counters down there, I'll get to that, so I won't forget that. So let's actually open this up. So there's the cabinet itself. Now, let me just, again, look at my cheat sheet to see I'm not missing anything. Okay. So, this is actually very interesting. When the original Street Fighter came out, it was a kit. Street Fighter 2, the World Warrior, was a kit to put in, other type of games, and it was a JAMA game. You needed a kick harness because JAMA was just the 4 buttons. So kick harness made it so you can have 6. So it was a kit for all the games. Now, it's my understanding and my belief, and I do believe it, and it's kind of ironic that are both together, that when Street Fighter 2 World Warrior was huge, Mortal Kombat came out and did its thing and did extremely well and was definitely the biggest competitor and rival to Street Fighter side by side. Now, I'll go into this when I do my Mortal Kombat review. Do you guys notice something? Look at the color pattern. I've always noticed this. Something that I've always thought of, and a lot of people I tell is like, yeah, that sounds. It's never been confirmed, but it's my hunch, and I'll kind of put the staple on it to say that I said it, and that's that. Of course, Mortal Kombat made in Chicago, USA, and Illinois. So when they came out, of course, it's American. Street Fighter's Japanese, American, and then American. We don't have to go through the history. I'm Canadian and Greek, so I wouldn't know any difference anyways. But if you can tell, look at the actual color layout. What colors are they? Red, white, and blue. The American flag. And to me, I think it was a pride thing to say, hey, we're American, we're coming at you. And it's the American flag, right? Red, white, and blue. And every time I see this game or that game and it's not the right colors, I kind of lose my shit. I'm like, if you're going to do it, do it. Well, to me, it was like this. I probably think that Capcom said, now, wait a minute. They're American, we get it. There's the pride there. It's a big market. Americans love Street Fighter. And also, of course, they put the red one and blue run and we do it. Because the initial one never had the actual color layout because it was a kit. My belief is Mortal Kombat did it. They're American. We're going to do it to compete. And this is the right layout. Again, red, white, and blue. I don't think it's a coincidence. Anyone that says that, I would call bullshit on it. I think it was made on purpose because they knew that, Mortal Kombat's there and, they were down with the American crowd. And I'll always know that color scheme. It's American flag, period. So that's the actual button layout, and I honestly believe that's the reason why. What else? Let me just get to my cheat sheet here because I miss... actually, you know what? Let me get to the actual, the cabinet itself. So I've done the reproduction. Give me one moment, please. Button layout. Okay, I'll do that in a sec. That's cool. All right, so here's my understanding. Here's my understanding with the actual cabinet. I've been watching a couple of videos that talk about what was the official cabinet, what was the repro cab, or the, or the kit or whatever else. Here's the way it really went down, because when I talked to the vendor, remember I was telling you guys that this guy, it was a go-kart place or a mini car place. He was telling me that this game, it was originally there. So from 92, when this game came out, it's been at that place on location. Sometimes it didn't work, whatever. But that's fine. So with that being said, here's the way the actual layout worked. I did research on it. I called vendors. I talked to my guys, and they said, yeah, Steve, it seems right. So here's the way it worked. When this game originally came out, the Street Fighter 2, The World Warrior, it was technically, so it's the second one, the Street Fighter 1, or just Street Fighter, which I have, and we'll do that in the new year. And then there's Street Fighter 2 World Warrior, or just Street Fighter 2, and Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. So the way it worked is this. Street Fighter 2 was so popular as a kit that Capcom was like, oh my god, this shit just got real. So they're like, okay, we got to make it dedicated because now it deserved its own machine. They worked here's the events as how it happened. The World Warrior, the first Fighter, was only in kits, period. The Champion Edition, which is this machine, was first released in the Dynamo HS10. This is the large blue cabinet with the large marquee round speakers with face forward, or as what we call it, or in the industry, the big blue. So I never wanted the big blue; it took up too much room. I actually like this one better, and plus at that time I didn't have a choice because I was just in the hobby. So the first cabinet officially was the HS10. So because it was stupid to send the actual 600-pound cabinet from Japan here, Capcom said to Dynamo Corporation, you guys make the official cabinet from the factory and have it ready. So they had the artwork, the CPO, the bezel, the side art, the marquee, and of course the buttons and whatever in the actual PCB. And they made these in the Dynamo company, and it was official. Now what happened was it got so popular that the second, so they pretty much exhausted the HS10 cabinets, or the big blue. Then they went to this one, which was the HS5. So after the HS10, the big blue was out of stock, they went to this version, which is the HS5. So, and then after the HS5 was used, they're like, oh shit, we ran out again. Then they used the Z-Back, which is and then now the Z-Back. The Z-Back is the 3COM K3 cabinet, so 3KOAM K3 cabinet, which is similar to the company that made Neo Geo. So it was 3 rounds of cabinets that were official. HS10 big blue, HS5, which is this, with the cutouts right there, and then the Z-Back, or the 3COM K3 cabinet. That was the official 3 cabinets for this game, period. No bullshit, no anything else. I've heard a lot of things. It's wrong. This is the official one. Let me focus. That was the official one, and this is an official cabinet, period. It's from the factory. I know it to be sure. Now, if you said, well, Steve, I can call bullshit on that. I've seen these online, Craigslist, eBay, you got it. Here's the part I wanted to show you. Remember when I was telling you that this guy had 3 of them in his warehouse, and I wanted this one? And I know I overpaid by at least a couple $100 because it wasn't perfect and I had to do a lot of the art. So I would say I overpaid a little, but here's why. When my wife and I, we didn't know anything. She was with me just for moral support and helped me load it in the truck. Well, he delivered it, but if I needed to, but she came anyways. Now the monitor, just really quick, the monitor has no burn-in at all, which is why I wanted it, because I did a little research before picking it up. And when I turned it on initially, there was a weird line that was coming like this. Every time I banged the controller, if I was playing hard, there'd be a little thing that would come, and then I bang it again and it would go away. I'm like, what is that? He goes, don't worry, when it warms up, it'll go away. It never ended up going away. And it turned out, and I'll tell you, and I'll show you in the back really quick, what the issue was. So let's get to the back real quick. Now I'm going to stop the video in 2 seconds. I'm going to turn on the light because I want to show you inside, and I want to actually show you the best part of this cabinet that officially says yes, and the coolest thing about this. So 1 sec. All right, I'm back and I have the light up and running. Is it? Yeah. All right. So lo and behold, here it is. When I came to the back, I was, of course, checking the cabinet, and I was checking up there. Now I'll show you guys in a sec, I have, again, like all my games, the manual, and I have a towel there, and I'll explain why I have a little towel. So here's the back of the cabinet, and I've done a lot of research, and I spoke to a lot of guys. Do you see this big, it's an actual huge piece of particle wood. And now there's usually 6 screws. I've undone it to make this video a lot easier to access, but this was put here, and it actually says it in the actual manual. So again, everything's legit. I'm not making this shit up. This was meant if the cabinet was ever to fall on its back, it would protect the monitor. Now, we're not stupid. If you know the industry well, anything like that would probably snap the neck board or break something in there. But this was meant, and this is the 25-inch. Pretty sure it's the K7000. I'd have to double check the chassis. But yeah, this was meant if it fell, that it would protect the monitor from even more breaking. So this was put in place because of that, which is smart. So let's get to it. I hope this can focus. And here's the best part. All right, we're getting close. So this was the FBI warning sticker. I'm going to replace that. I have a high quality picture. I'm going to print out and put that, but later on, not now, doesn't matter. And it's cool because it was inspected. So when I was talking to the vendor, he goes, yeah, anytime, every few months, whatever, the games were inspected, and it showed. So that showed 10, this one showed 6, and this was like a be careful, you're going to get killed electricity. Here's the reason why I bought this game. Here, lo and behold. It's an actual official serial number. So let's look right at it. So a lot of people again, I don't want you guys to think, I'm making this up. There it is right there. Let me focus it. Sorry. Produced by Dynamo Corporation, Capcom Street Fighter 3 HS5. Model number 020802400. Serial number is 1092. So this is the 1092 machine. Copyright 1992 Dynamo Corporation. And then here's to show that this is the person that actually inspected it when it went out. So this is an official dedicated cabinet. It has matching serial numbers in the inside, and that's why I wanted it. All my games, I want the original serial number. I don't want any bullshit or fakes unless it was only a kit and there's no option. So here's the part that makes it cool. You guys might be saying, okay, Steve, so what's the big deal? It's a serial number. It is. But it's an official one from the Dynamo. I haven't seen it on any machine I've been online to see for a Dynamo HS5. I've never seen an official serial number. Here's why it's cool. This game came out in 1992. This was printed in 1992. But wait a minute. Street Fighter 3, the new generation, like the first variation, because there's Street Fighter 3 New Generation, Street Fighter 3 Double Impact, and Street Fighter 3, of course, Third Strike. So Street Fighter 3 never came out until 1997. And you're thinking, well, why the hell would they put that? Here's why. Street Fighter 1, or just Street Fighter, was the first version. Street Fighter 2 was the World Warrior. Street Fighter Champion Edition was the third variation of Street Fighter. So I guess because they didn't know how popular it was going to be, if it was going to be a hit, that they said, okay, this is the third version of Street Fighter, so they called it Street Fighter 3, because it was the third version. Street Fighter 2, World Warrior, this is the Champion Edition. Because technically, if they kept it going, Street Fighter, it would go Street Fighter 4, Hyper Fighting, then Street Fighter 5, Super Street Fighter, and then Alpha, and we'd be at Street Fighter 18. So that's why I wanted to get it. It's kind of, I don't know the word, quirky or just overall cool. It's wrong, because this is not Street Fighter 3, because again, 5 years later, when Street Fighter 3 was released, this wouldn't have made sense. So it's almost like a serial number that really didn't exist, based on their own almost being naive. They did not think that the machine would do so well. So yeah, that's why I got this game and I paid more. As soon as I saw it's official, and I'm like, oh cool, it's not Street Fighter 3, but it's actually Street Fighter 2, but it's the third version of Street Fighter. You add me at hello. I kid you not, and I know that's lame, but I didn't give a shit. I bought it immediately. Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition was Street Fighter 3 because it was the third one. That's why I got this. And that's why I wanted to show you. It's the coolest thing as far as having. It's just very unique. I'm not saying I'm the only one that has it out there, but I'm the only one that I've seen that's ever really talked about it. If there's anyone else that has it, please let me know. I'd love to see your serial number, and of course it's going to be in the description below. So let's open the back here to what it looks like. So I'm going to have this on a swivel just to make it easier, because I stripped one of the, I actually stripped the screw here, and I don't know, I have to like wrench it out. Anyways, so here's the actual monitor. Here's the actual serial number that I spoke about, which matches. That light's it's too bright. Well, you have my word. Oh, there it is. It matches. So that serial number matches. There it is. The one on top. So that's how I know it's an official cabinet. I'm going to be pulling out the drawer in a second. So here's the here's the back of it. Now, initially, it was dirty in here. I actually found the original manual. You know, it was covered in pop and shit. I'll show you the manual, the one I printed about. Here's pretty much as far as I know. Now, again, out of the whole hobby, the one thing I don't know well is the monitor. Now, I don't know if it was cap-kipped. I don't know if, you know, but whatever. But either way, the picture's good, so I'm not going to toy with it unless I have to. As you can see, all that duct tape, that's all my work, because when it was making that weird line across the screen, I was trying to fix it. It turned out, and I'll pull the reason why, I literally checked. I shit you not, if you ask my wife, every wire in this damn machine, I wiggled and did a check. I was behind here, fiddling with the knobs, the flyback, da-da-da, and my wife was in front of the cabinet just saying, I'm like, yes, good, or no, good, da-da-da. I've been married 6 years, and I'm telling you, this is the one time I thought I was going to get a divorce. My wife has never yelled at me and got so pissed off in my entire life, and I don't blame her because it was such a pain in the ass. But anyway, so here's the back of the cabinet, there's the vent, and again, there's the plug. Now, I have it on tennis balls, which is not working as well as I thought. So again, I'm going to cover this up. So that's pretty much the back of it. I have it on tennis balls because the casters on the bottom, they're old and they've kind of rusted through. By the way, there's the Christmas tree with presents. Yep. Anyways, so it's rusted through. Now, it was scraping my floor. Now remember, I rent, so my landlord came in here once and like, I don't know, he doesn't know English. But either way, he was like, you know, what are these scrapes on the floor? I'm like, oh, they were there before. But he's not an asshole. He's not stupid. He can see that there's these fucking machines here. And he's like, well, what are these? He doesn't know what they are. Or like, you know, or what they're doing. And he goes, of course it was you. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. And he goes, when you leave, we'll inspect it. So I have a friend of mine that can buff it out. So I'm not worried whatsoever. But again, let's actually pull. I'm going to stop the video really quick. I'm going to pull it out. You know what? Maybe I'll do it live. One sec. And we'll do it with you. Let me just put it on the tripod. Can you guys see? There we go. So what you do is, there's 3 latches. There's one on the left. There's one down the middle, which you got to be careful because actually, I one time latched it and I actually unplugged the key harness. And then there's one on the right. Now again, I was playing around with this, turning on the sound and whatever. So the wires look a little ugly, I do admit. So again, you just push it down like, oh shit, that can't work. So you push it down like this. So it unlatches. Now here's inside of the game. It's a bird's nest in here. There's so many wires. Again, I guess because it works and I kind of don't care. It looks ugly. There's a lot of the end pin connectors or whatever that they don't even have to be there. I'm going to tie it down. Again, it works and I kind of don't care. My focus is on getting all of the games I want and reviewing it for you and me and to show you guys. So when I get my house and I put these in the official place, I'm going to clean them up. Maybe I'll do a video, but that's probably not in the years to come. So let me pull the drawer out. Now, as you can see, there's 2 latches. So you kind of just put them up there. I have to put the camera down for this, but no, good. So you just unlatch it on those 2 right there. Now again, it looks like shit in here. You pull this out, and then it lays just like that. Now, ooh, that's hot. So here's the cabinet. It's so easy for maintenance. So that's why you don't have to go in the back. These Dynamos were smart. They knew these were kits. So whether you had the World Warrior, whether you had Champion Edition, Hyper Fighter, it doesn't matter. Aliens vs. Predator, it didn't matter what you have. You can literally pull it out and just put any game in here. Not to mention, you know, whether it's Mortal Kombat or whoever else or whatever else. So here's the inside. Again, the tie down, this is like noob job. This is shit. I only did it because I wanted it to work. Again, once I put it in its place, anyways, I'm not going to say more. So here's the issue. Remember I was telling you guys there was a line and it was doing this and my wife was like, Steve, man, I love you, but it's over. It's either you or the game. It was that fucking bad. And I'm sorry to swear like that, but I mean, I was getting so frustrated because I felt like an asshole and I was taken advantage of. I'm like, why is it doing that? Now, My wife gave up on it. She's like, do whatever you want. I'm not helping you. I'm sorry, Steve. I love you, but no, period. My cousins came over one time, and I literally had them sit on the couch, one sit on the couch, one fiddle with it in the front, and I was in the back. After 3 hours, my cousin's like, Steve, I love you, but please. We figured out what it was. This is a computer power supply. Now, I took it apart. It used to be mounted to the back there. And I'll pull it out so you can see in the bottom here. And what happened was, anytime I bang the machine, there's something in here, and I still don't know what it is, that it's not, it makes that line. So, yes, I can buy a new one. I didn't want to pay. I know that, you know, people sell them pretty cheap, 20, 30 bucks, not even online, for replacements, even though they're used, or a new one. Now, what I also did is I kind of did this shitty wiring job. Anyone that knows the wiring, please don't judge me. And if you do, I deserve it. This is the only game I have, and I have the actual switch that doesn't have an on and on switch. The only way this turns on is if I turn the power on. So I know there's an easy way I can do it. Again, I'm lazy. I don't know why. I just don't want to do it. It works, and that's the reason. That's the honest reason why. So it works. I don't care. I ended up taking the shelling off the actual power supply. And when doing that, I quickly resoldered some things, like just added a little, and it works. It doesn't make that line anymore. Sometimes you see a little wave in the screen. Good enough. Again, I'm not going to do it now. If I ever come and buy one and it's pretty cheap, I'll replace it in 2 seconds and never deal with it again. So that's technically the power supply. I just don't have the cover on it. There's all the wires, and of course, here's the CPS-1 Street Fighter II Champion Edition CPO, or the actual logic board. So again, that's how it's, you know, that's pretty much the actual inside. Now, I wanted to tell you guys something and ask you. I've looked online, I've seen other people's videos, and I haven't seen it yet. Right here is where a battery goes. It even says BAT. Now, if I got a high score on this or whatever, it won't stay. I don't care. Street Fighter to me is not about getting points. It's about competition, and it is my favorite series. So I kind of don't care. If anyone's watching and anyone has done it, if you would be so kind to leave a message, or in the description below, or personal message me, or whatever you want, an email, whatever. If anyone's ever put one in here, please tell me what type of battery. I know it's probably easy to find out in the manual, but if you can be so nice, what type of battery, if it's worked, and if it's even worth it, if it's a couple bucks for the battery, why the hell not? I just don't want to screw anything up because it works, and I'm a little afraid. I'm not going to lie. So that's the inside. Let me pull it a little further. Now I'm going to put the camera in to see what it shows. I hope this doesn't fall. Doesn't show shit. All it is, I mean, it's just blank. I mean, like, oh, it's paper towel. What is that? That fell. I don't know, whatever. Just a very empty cabinet. Again, I found, you know, I think 50 cents or 80 cents. I found, I don't know, just like oh, this is the funniest part. So, obviously, I got this game, It smells, these games, every one of them, especially Double Dragon, which I'll show you in the months to come. This game, if you were here with me, smells like piss. It smells like rat piss. And I'm like, well, because even the vendors tell me, yeah, man, a lot of rats would climb in here overnight. Because remember, he has a warehouse. So he goes, yeah, it's cold and whatever. It smells like rat piss. Like I'm smelling rat piss right now. My wife like Febrezed it. And it still comes back. It's like BBO from Seinfeld. It won't go away. It won't go away. Rat piss for life. And I'm like, you know what? That's part of the actual game. It's the smell. There's a little kind of, there's a hint of smoke. A hint of fucking BO. Rat piss and just moldish. It's the, man, if you guys can smell it, you'd be like, yeah, that's an arcade. So, kind of funny. Kind of funny about that. So, let's make sure. So I've covered the reproduction. The actual history of the cabinet, I hope that's now clear. The real serial number, which is beautiful, and it's Street Fighter, says Street Fighter 3, but it's Street Fighter 2. Am I missing anything? Yeah, the buttons are on the American flag in competition. What else am I missing? The battery. Yeah, that's actually pretty much it. I got everything. Now again, the next video is going to be the review of the game, history about it. There's an actual, and I'm going to tease this, and I'm sorry for doing it. I'm going to tease this because it's something that the vendor told me exists. We tried maybe for 20 minutes. It didn't work. He goes, it's something like that. I came home and tried it, and it worked. Took me a couple of hours, again, home alone. And I was like, you know what, let me just do it. So there's an actual trick, a vendor's kind of secret code, and I shit you not, about this game if for whatever reason there's tampering with the game. So that's a good segue. Let me put you down, and let me quickly put this back. Shit. See, the problem is it latches, and this can hit your fingers. You got to be careful. There. I always want to make sure I don't trip anything, because again, I don't want to go through all the wiring and all that shit again. And again, just come in here. 2 latches. The 3 latches, 3 latches. Alright. So what I'm going to be doing is showing you now a good segue of, like I'm telling you, there's a vendor's trick that I've never seen anyone even talk about or reveal, and I'm going to show you that next video when I do the review as well. You know what? Maybe I'll show you now. You know what? I'm going to show you guys now. Forget it. Christmas gift. It's on me. I'm not doing you guys a favor, but you know what? You guys are the ones watching, so I have to respect that. You know what? I'm going to actually do it now. Why the hell not? Actually, I'm in a pretty good mood. Oh, by the way, before I do that, there is, come on, focus. There it is. 51,206. Is that a lot of money? I don't know. You guys can do the math. But either way, so it actually works. I'll have it work here. Watch. Whoop, there it is. So that's working. Coin bucket and whatever. So that's the actual inside. I did promise you I'd get a Canadian. Well, I don't have to tell you guys. I mean, I hope you guys trust me from now. It does take Canadian and American quarters. It works. Here's a trick I want to show you. I'm going to leave you with this. So again, I wasn't kind of prepared to tell you, but I know it enough to know. So I'm going to do it quick. When the vendor, and this is the cool part about just talking to vendors and people in the industry and not always going online, because real tribal knowledge trumps anything. The reason I didn't coin up is because of this. The vendor was telling me that if for whatever reason it was tampered in here, if it was tampered with or something happened, the coin counter didn't work, or what he was telling me, that's one reason. And also, because the game was relatively new, he wanted to know, and I don't know if this is real, but he asked, or he told me, if you were an official vendor, and maybe someone can actually attest to this, if you were a real vendor, that they had information cards that they sent back to Capcom, and they could see how many people were playing which character. Now you can say, well, Steve, well, how the hell are they going to know that? Watch this. It's a code that I will put in the description. I want you guys that have the game to please try it. If you can please try it on the Street Fighter II World Warrior and the Hyper Fighting, I would appreciate it, because I don't know. I want your feedback. I'm very curious if it works. There's an actual code. Now, I'm going to try it with you because I've been told that it's only... Okay. It's almost crazy. Like, it's almost like I'm revealing like the Da Vinci Code here. Okay, so the way it works is this. The vendors had a trick and a secret code how to actually see who was playing and how much money the machine made at a given day. And this is like before. This is 92, yo. So here's how it worked. And here's the irony about the whole thing. I have it here. I have it written down. So the instructions, he goes, here's the tip, Steve. He goes, if you enter the classic Konami code, remember, this is Capcom, so why it's Konami, I have no idea. If you enter the classic Konami code on this controller, up, up, down, down, left, right, medium punch, light punch, or strong and jab, it should say, but whatever. On the player 2 side, it can only be done, not on this screen, or not on the, it can only be done, not even on this screen. It can only be done apparently when it's the attract mode when 2 people are fighting. So let's try it. You know what? They got me guys live here. What is it again? Up, up, down, down, left, right, medium punch, low punch. So let's do it. Watch. Ready. There's nothing on the screen, right? I got to do this quick. Up, up, down, down, left, right. Boom. You see what happens? Look what came across the screen. Numbers. Do you see these numbers? Oh my God, I got goosebumps. I don't know why this is such a big deal, but it's so cool. You see the number 1? These are all zeros. And you're asking, but Steve, why they're all zeros? Here's why. Now it went away. Remember, it went, and I can do it again. The reason it says that is these numbers represent the number of coins in the left slot, number of coins in the right slot, and the coolest part, who you picked. Ryu is, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Ryu is the 5th one in. How many times you use Ryu, Honda, Blanca, Guile, Ken, Chun-Li, Sagat, Zangief, Dalsum, Bison, Sagat, Balrog, and Vega. Let's do it again. And actually, let's coin it up. So as you saw, it's 0. So let's just quickly coin it up. And actually have it on 50 cents, to be honest, just for fun. I'm going to just quickly pick Ryu. I'm going to lose. Believe me, I know how to play the game very well. I'm losing on purpose. Actually, why not? So it's showing you a little of the game. Now, I have this on medium setting. I mean, I'll do this on my gameplay review when I do an actual walkthrough, and I'll show you guys, my skills per se. I'm going to do a walkthrough. It's out of 9 stars, I think. It's at 5. So it's a decent difficulty. Now, if you got, oh shit. Come on, kill me. So I just want to show you guys what it comes up. Like I saw, you can rewind this video. It says 0. It said 0 other than the coin player 1 slot. And that's that. Come on, just kill me. Okay, good. So I'll wait until it just kills me. And I'm dead. So just to say that it works, I want you guys to try this. And I'm going to actually post this everywhere because I actually want to see the response. Okay, so I'm dead. Okay, let's give it 2 seconds. And then we'll end off the video with this as a fun little thing. I couldn't wait to tell you guys because I'm like, I've never heard of this. When I read about this and he told me, or when he was saying go home and try it, it was like I was trying to, honest to God, I know it sounds so nerd of us, but hey man, this is a small community, so I don't give a shit. I felt like I was like uncovering the Da Vinci Code. Like it was the national, what's that movie, Nick Cage? National, oh shit. Anyways, whatever, the one that he's trying to, like the whole Illuminati and the whole Freemason thing. Anyways, okay, so we'll wait until this, and again, it won't work. Look, watch. Up, up, down, down, left, right. It won't work. It has to be only when it's in this mode, which is the weirdest thing. Up, up, down, down, left, right. Strong jab. Boom. Where is it? Ah, there it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's all the characters. That's Ryu. Everyone had the thing. So Ryu, who was number 2? Oh, it's in a, yeah, so it was Ryu Blanca, so it went away. But anyways, it would say how many times you played a certain character. And again, apparently, the vendors were asked by Capcom to send them a list of every time they checked it, or every day or whatever, to see who played what. And then they send them the feedback. Maybe that was feedback before the internet and Facebook and all that shit existed, to say likes and I would want this, and feedback for the actual company to say, if no one picked, just say no one picked Dalsim or Dalsim. Well, that's fine. Maybe they said, okay, let's get rid of him if he's not popular. Maybe that's why they did it. But that was a cool thing. That was real feedback. Let's try it again. Up, up, down, down, left, right, strong jab. There it is. So again, I think that's how many coins in the left slot. That's, I think, the average minute. You know what? Maybe we'll do that in the later videos to discover what it is. I don't know what that is. And these are how many times Ryu's picked, because I didn't pick anyone else. Cool shit, eh? So, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I've had a great time doing it. Let me officially sign off. Alright guys, there it was. That was Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. That was part 2 of the video series, which was the cabinet. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a hell of a time doing it. It was fun. Please try the code. If you guys have either Street Fighter 2 World Warrior, Champion Edition, Hyper Fighting, Super Street Fighter, try it on main. If your friend has it, you have it, try it out. Again, I'm going to leave the code in the description below and what it does. And yeah, please try to give me feedback. Like if you like. If I missed something, let me know. If you want to subscribe, do it now because I got more coming out. Next video is going to be the game review, which I know this is the game very well. The history about it, some things that you may or may not know. Later it's going to be after that part 4 memories. And then of course the gameplay, and I know how to play. So, because I've seen people get shit on if you don't know how to play. Because the Street Fighter community, if you don't come correct, don't come at all. And believe me. So I get it. Now, before I sign off, I forgot to tell you 2 things. The reason I have a towel in every game is, as you can tell, the CPO doesn't have the Lexan. Now, a lot of people like, Steve, man, it's going to get dirty, whatever. It's a home use only. This, you know, the people that come over trust, they wash their hands before they play, and I wipe it down after. So just say after, you know, a few hours of gameplay, I'll literally just come, any oils, and I'll just do this across it. And that's it. I mean, it's 2 seconds. It'll save you, you know, so much of that. And let me show you the actual manual. Now, let me pick you up. So that was my official sign-off. Let me just pick you up here. So again, as always, of all my games, I always have the, you know, the clear sheet on the front, the black on the back, and then binded. I can't remember what this is called, and then bound. Oh, by the way, the movie is National Treasure with Nick Cage. I was just thinking about it, and it came to me. Anyways, so this is the actual instruction. If you guys wanted it, just go on Club. If you need it, I can send it to you. It's here. And again, here's all the, I mean, I'm not going to review the actual machine, you know, the dip switches and whatnot, and then hints about, you know, the picture and whatever else, and all that. So that's pretty much that. What was I going to tell you guys? Oh, so that's the printed. Here's the original one. As you can see, here's the original one. It's the exact same, thicker, kind of almost cardboard paper. I mean, it smells again like rat piss, which is authentic. This is kind of cool. This is the official HS5, which it is, 25-inch monitor that came in here. Any issues, and that tells you about, you know, how to take it off and whatnot, unplug the door. And this is backdoor instructions. So that's why you know it's an official cabinet. And again, even says, again, you guys can read. Designed with a very strong back to protect the monitor from taking a break in case cabinet should suffer a backfall. So that's everything I'm saying is all legit. And again, everything's right here. So, and again, this was official by Dynamo. Yeah. So I mean, that was their actual official instruction guide. And then it even had Peter Chu, that's the power supply I'm using, which, you know, is now a lot of people use. And then this was, this is kind of cool. It came with it. This is the return card. So I guess if, you know, if the coin didn't work or something didn't work or something happened, you have to return it. You can return it back to Capcom, and this was warranty. So this came with the game, which is cool. This is, you know, for the vendors. You know, is there maybe another sheet or a form that they added with this when they sent in about, you know, when you do that code? I don't know. That's speculation. But as far as that, let me just put that away. So that's, oh, shit. Now, where is it now? Anyways, I'll put it away later. Who cares? So that's pretty much it, guys. It's been a pleasure. Again, thanks again for choosing Top Tier. If there's anything you need, let me know. Have yourself a great Christmas, great holiday. I'm going to try to get, if I can, the part 3, which is the game review, before the New Year's. and then I'll sign off then. All the best. Thanks again for choosing Top Tier. Again, my name is Steve, and peace.
So you can. So you can.